What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the RRBG podcast, and I want to welcome back to the show for the third time.
Wow.
Yes, my good buddy here, PNut from 311. How are you, brother?
Wonderful. How you doing? How's life?
Life is good. As I told you outside, it's been since the pandy, since I've seen you.
I can't believe that. I mean, I get times changed, and the times are changing. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
I know. It does. Time feels warped since the pandemic.
Yeah.
I feel the time period. I've talked about this before, but I had a decent lockdown. I got very productive. I didn't fall apart like a lot of people did. I mean, I did have my time. There was a good month there where near like the peak of it, I'd say early 2021, where I started drinking heavy and like crying at live streams of concerts because I'm like, it's never going to come back. But that was only for like a month. And then I'm like, you know what?
Like, I'm never going to see Rob Halford again.
Like, the one that hurt me the most was not being able to go to the store with you and hang out and stuff, because that's what we were doing.
No, I know. We were just getting kind of, a little rhythm going. Yeah, dude. And go see Tony.
Well, I actually ended up going to Kill Tony during the pandemic when it was an empty comedy store.
Wow.
And it was literally just me and Gino from Speedweed and Rick Kosek. We were the three guys in the audience just trying to make as much noise as we could for them, they're putting on a show and there's no one. And we're like, and it was rough, dude. It was. I did a pod with Tony, and we were both just so depressed, like, oh, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Thankfully, he figured it out and moved to Austin, and I figured it out, kept grinding out here in LA.
Yeah, I like it. I like your spot.
Thank you. And we were talking about this. So Riffs is a comedy show that we're doing, and you're talking about possibly doing like a 5-minute set at some point.
Someday, just got to challenge my, my will, and it's not fear or anything. I just want to make sure I've got, 5 minutes of material, and just got to do it. I think everyone who enjoys comedy should entertain the thought of doing it themselves.
Yeah, do a little mic.
It's exactly. We've got time. Everyone's got their own point of view. You only get so many chances to get people's ear. You might as well, shoot your shot.
Absolutely. And you have years and years, 30 plus years of experience on stage, but I warn you, it's a different experience.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm like taking little, just even mental baby steps.
You can't blame if you fuck up, you can't blame the drummer. You can't blame, it's all you. You're the only one up there.
Yeah. And the audience can do whatever since they think they can in some cases.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I've only been doing it for less than a year now, and I've had my share of hecklers, and it's not like they're like, boo. They're just, I'll say a joke about something and they're like, oh yeah, me too. Like we're talking to them, like specifically we're having a conversation, not entertaining a crowd. And you have to kind of learn how to navigate that on the fly, because otherwise when you're you just turn around with your bass when you're on stage, ignore it if somebody's yelling something at you.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah. How bad is it? Like, how much can you see? Because I know, your shows are big. There's hundreds and hundreds of people. Like, how often do you see someone in the audience trying to get your attention for one specific thing?
Yeah, pretty frequently. I mean, they know I'm out. I'm looking. I don't have my eyes closed. I'm not looking down. So I'm watching the audience. That's part of the fun.
Yeah.
So pretty frequently, but it's just such dumb things. Like, you want me to wave back? You want me to stop the song? What are you doing?
Let me buy you a shot.
Yeah, like, just hand it up, put it on the stage. I'll know what to do. Like, just stop being so verbal. Like, we're like, let's use our intuition. If you want to get a hold of me or you want me to see you, like, I don't know. It seems like a strange time to do it.
Yeah.
But whatever. People got to do what they got to do.
They're like, I'm not going to get backstage, so this is my shot.
Well, let me tell you, I got so riled up and angry one time in New Orleans, and that just so happened to be the first time that my wife's parents were at the show. Oh, no. That someone was flipping me off for like the whole fucking show, and I was done with it. I was.
Why would they do that?
I was 19 or 20, something like that. 2021 maybe, and I fully pulled my pants down and turned around and like flexed my asshole for the guy, because I was that's as mad as I could be, and it's the only thing I could think of. And as soon as I pulled my pants up, I was like, oh shit. I was like, what have I done? Like in general. And then her parents come to the bus afterwards and we're like, that was a great show. Woo.
Yeah, good. I love the butt part.
Only in New Orleans, right? Like you can get away with that in Louisiana.
Well, yeah, it is a party city, but that's also what we call in the business a Bobby Lee. You pull the Bobby Lee.
Oh man!
When he's doing his set and it starts to bomb, he just gets naked.
Wow. Well, there you go. Move. Does that work?
It's like it works. Because people are like, oh shit.
It's not a Gigi Allen.
No.
That's a whole nother level.
I mean, if you were to tell me you were throwing poop at the people.
God, I wish I would have seen that show. And I was talking to friends about like the danger element just in general in performing. You know, if it's one person and one mic or a band and all those things, like I would have loved to have seen Gigi. You know, I would have. Yeah. I don't know. You know, you never know what would have happened because he was so unhinged. So I don't know. Happy he got it on film.
I can attribute or not attribute, but I can compare it to, I think, maybe to like the type of shows we do here, the wrestling shows. So we do comedy shows, but we also do wrestling shows in this bar without a ring. And it'll just be a packed house, and they're wrestling in your face. And
it's Fight Club.
Yeah, it's like a Fight Club. It's such a visceral kind of like raw experience that you're not used to, and it feels dangerous, but you're never really in danger. You know, I don't think he was literally trying to hurt people. I mean, I know he swung at some people, but I think they swung at him first, and then he just swung back.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild.
He would put poop on people, and then they would swing.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't like blades or blunt objects. You know, it was all fists and stuff. You know what you're going for. Yeah. You're going to get pissed on or shit on or...
It's like war shows.
It is,
You're going to get peed on. It's fake pee or gore, but, you know, still the same idea.
Still get the effect.
But yeah, dude, I'd love to have you actually do your comedy at a Riffs show, because we're trying to make it like an underground kind of a vibe. Like we're doing a fight night for the headliner this coming show. Wow. Where it's kind of like a roast battle, but we're treating it like a pro wrestling match. They're going to have entrances. We're going to have a ring girl. There's going to be rounds.
Fun.
You know, so it'll be an interesting thing. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to have regular comedy throughout the night, but that's like the main event. Trying to make it interesting, because
it's cool.
Hollywood is a very diverse place with a lot of options, and we want to be the option.
Yeah, I love it.
Tell me, so before we move on from comedy, what are some of the comedians that you are into right now? Yes, let's pop these open. Shout out to Highland Park Brewery in Highland Park.
They know they're my favorite. Cheers,
brother. Cheers. To be fair, I went on a little manhunt for some Cum Original IPA from El Segundo, but they haven't made a new batch in a bit.
No, I don't think there's been a second batch.
Yeah.
We're going to get in their ear.
Yeah, so they were saying, it's out of distribution. And I'm like, well, probably because there hasn't been a new batch.
Right.
But I actually ran into one of their reps while picking this up, and they were like, oh, we'd love to make some more. I'm like,
yeah, there you go.
Do it.
I mean, it might be a good idea to wait until March, maybe, instead of it having to be like a 3-run, because I know we want some for 311 day.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe we weren't expecting it to sell so well.
It was delicious, by the way.
It came out really well. I love it. And I love beer tasting. Those are my favorite meetings. They're like, try this beer. I'm like, okay.
Well, I want to get into beer with you, but before we do, tell me about your comedians. You and I hit the Comedy Store a few times, and I know some of the people you like, but who currently is kicking ass that you're following?
I mean, Chelsea is great. I love the way she speaks her shit, and her audience is fantastic. I love her kind of, like, I'm not going to have kids reality. It's a beautiful thing.
That's where I'm at.
Just that point of view, like, fuck you for thinking that I should do what you think I should do. I enjoy that in that context. There's other ways that can be really annoying, but she's the first name that jumps into my mind. I'm seeing so many really talented comedians, and just quick little reels on Instagram and stuff like that, and the names aren't jumping in my head. But
well, that's kind of the vibe right now.
That ain't great.
That's kind of the vibe with comedy, where it's all reels. It's all about the clippable moments.
Yeah, I saw a great routine. Maybe you can tell me who it was if you've seen it, or the audience can clap back about it. But it was hilarious. A guy was talking about how like Star Wars, people that dress up in Star Wars costumes are dorks, but people who wear like sports gear aren't considered dorks, and he thinks they should be called like sports dorks because they show up at like they show up at their at the arena, like myself, wearing their work gear. Like you show up dressed up like somebody who's still, doing their thing in the, I thought it was a pretty good grab.
That is true.
And I told it masterfully.
Yeah. Good job. No, that is true. I never thought of it that way. When people show up with the jerseys and the face paint and the whole thing, you're cosplaying.
Yeah, you're taking it really, really far. You're not Kobe.
Sports dorks.
Yep, you're not Kobe.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's a weird time for comedy.
Yeah, how about you?
I don't know, man. Like I said, it's also different now because I'm in it.
Right.
Before I was just a fan, I was an observer, but now that I'm in it and I'm working the scene and doing mics, and it's tough, dude. It's tough to watch other people's material too, because I don't want anything to kind of like stick in.
Oh, that's brutal, right? I can't even imagine.
And then like, oh man, I came up with this cool bit, and I'm like, nope, I saw that bit somewhere, and so I try to avoid it. Do you do that with music? Like, when you're in a writing mode, do you kind of not listen to anything else so as to not maybe pilfer something?
No, I kind of do the opposite. I just listen to everything. Oh, okay. I go all the way in, try and be inspired by whatever comes around.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was saying, it's a weird time for comedy too, because the and I hate to say the words, but the culture, the climate of our society right now, where people can't say anything. Like, people can say whatever they want. Okay, it's just there's certain people that take it a little too serious, and people try to get canceled, and the people that do stuff that's bad should get canceled. But,
fuck yeah.
But for jokes, it's just jokes. And it's a weird vibe because some people are afraid, and that's why try to do something more underground where people can feel more comfortable to say whatever they want, not be mean about it, not say anything racist, evil, but just jokes.
Yeah, and there's a way to. I mean, comedians are one of the few people in our society that are allowed to push the limits. It's just we're learning about limits in a different way, and I think there's a right way and a wrong way to adhere to them for sure. You can be funny and you can be reckless, but you can be smart about it too. You don't have to punch down.
Sure.
That's the thing nowadays, like, to easily avoid, besides just blatant fucking racism. Right?
Yeah. Like, if you're going out there saying racial slurs for no reason, like, okay, well, which it feels like a lot of the comedy in Austin is turning into. They're just saying buzzwords to get a laugh. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that, and they laugh about it, but it's got to be funny. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna say something that's racially charged, at least make it funny.
Yeah. It's probably always been a difficult thing, but difficult line to walk with. Lenny Bruce was getting arrested for saying the word fucking asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
Shit like that. It's like, think we got it bad, and you're like, no, you can say any word you want, pretty much in any combination you want. You just have to not be a dick, because motherfuckers went to jail, for saying the word I just said.
Yeah.
So think about that climate.
That's hilarious. That makes me think about the comedians I hear. They're like, oh, comedy's dying because you can't say what we want. It's like, at least you're not going to jail.
Right. Yeah. Because that was certainly the case. Yeah. I mean, I've heard white friends, be like, I'm losing my power. Like, I don't have any. I'm like,
you mean your white power is going away? Oh no!
You're a baby, and wow, yeah.
It's wild.
That kind of shit.
I'm moving to Texas so I can say whatever I want. Like, all right, good luck with that one.
You can, right? Yeah.
Good luck. When Tony and them at the store told me, they're like, oh, we're going to Texas, and I had a couple. I'm like, you should come with. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, maybe show up a little bit.
I'll come hang.
Yeah.
I'll go party in Austin anytime. But live there, it's the Wild West. They're walking around fully gunned up. No permits, just Yosemite Sam style. If I can.
I was at a Kill Tony, and Alex Jones showed up, and I was like,
was that in Texas?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh nice. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, how's this gonna go? He's very entertaining.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's a complete lunatic.
He was loaded. He was super kind of loaded. At least it appeared.
Yeah, I mean, and it's entertainment in the form of pro wrestling, where it's a bad guy, but he's upping that character.
Societal bad guy.
Yeah. And yes, he did some fucked up shit, and he paid for it with a lot of money. So, Now that's why you don't see him around as much.
Thank the gods.
Yeah.
Old and new.
Well, let's talk about beer. We're drinking this thing. You mentioned that the 311 day is coming, so you might want to do a run of that.
Yeah, I hope so. I got to call some people.
Call some people, make it happen. But you and I connected because of our beer thing, and then we kind of evolved into the comedy thing later. But tell me what some of you mentioned that Highland Park is kicking ass for you right now, and it's in your fridge right now. But what other beers? I mean, are you just drinking IPAs?
Mostly, yeah, for sure. I mean, it is like stout and whatever porter season. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'm looking out for some of those, especially some of the barrel aged, strong boys. But other than that, I'm a daily IPA guy. That's kind of all I need.
Well, I'll give you a pro tip on your way home. Stop by Handy Market in Burbank. I don't know if that's on the way home, but
maybe not.
They have the new Bourbon Counties, the new variants that they should not be selling because it's supposed to be out on Black Friday, but they're available now.
Wow.
And they broke street date. But yeah, they're there if you want to get some of those.
Sweet.
But if there's a local brewery aside from Highland Park that you could collaborate with, who would that be? I
mean, I've already got it in with Highland Park. The day that the El Segundo deal went down, or we were locking it in, I was talking to the head brewer at Highland Park as well, and he was like, "We should do something." So I called up management. I was like, "The best thing in the world just happened. I got Highland Park," and they were like, "Well, that's great, but you're only going to be in like 4 or 5 states down here in the Southwest."
Right.
I was like, crestfallen slightly, still excited. And they're like, "Well, we got El Segundo. They're in like 47 states." I'm like, "Okay, well, damn it. It looks like that's the way we're going to go." But we still are talking about doing like a 3-way collaboration someday with Highland Park and El Segundo. So keeping it terribly local. I love Paperback in Burbank. They make great shit. The bunny with the chainsaw is very fun.
Yeah, lots of cool artwork for Paperback.
Yeah, I mean, Smog City, of course, with their Deftones, just love affair.
No, that's Belching Beaver.
Oh, it's Belching Beaver. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
They did like 8 beers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember it started as 5, and now they're like at 8 or 9 of them.
That's amazing. Good for them. Yeah, Belching Beaver. Shout out. Yeah. And Smog City.
Smog City's great.
Always killing it.
Yeah. They have a really good barrel age program that they don't get enough respect for. I'm in a weird place right now with craft beer where I feel there's a lot of really good craft beer still out there, but I do feel like it's dying. I feel like the scene is kind of mellowing out. People are diverting more to seltzers and ready-to-drink cocktails in cans and kind of moving away. Like, it used to be a really fun and exciting thing to go to Total Wine and I'm going to pick 6 beers I've never had and try them out. And that's still an option, but I don't feel like people are doing that anymore.
Yeah. I'm doing it. I go to the bottle shop in Sylmar.
Oh, okay.
It's a great store.
Shop with the 2 P's and the E, right?
Yes. Yeah. Incredible spot. They take good care of me.
Nice.
And they've got... Yeah, they were carrying. That was the first place I saw the 311 Come Original IPA. Very cool. I was super stoked.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still love trying new beers, but I don't know. There was like a weird camaraderie, like bottle shares were more prevalent.
Yeah, it was more of a scene, right? Yeah, that's definitely toned down.
Yeah, because that was one of my ideas here. I'm like, I want to do like a live bottle share somehow. I don't know how that would go down. Maybe like a craft beer summit where we can have you and like Dave Whitty, who's a big beer guy from Municipal Waste, and maybe Adam D from Kill Switch. He's also a big beer guy. And we just drink a bunch of beer with people and, I don't know, Q&A or something.
Bring Johnny Christ from Avenged.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yeah, I know Johnny. Mr. Drinks with Johnny.
Yeah, that's a fun podcast.
Yeah.
He's got a fucking bar in his house.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah. We've talked about, when I was doing the Josh Barnett beer, we talked about doing an episode with him and drinking the beer, but timing never worked out.
Oh, may the timing work out.
Yeah. So let me ask you, how about like when did the whole El Segundo brewing thing happen, and how did it happen? Like, was it just that? Oh, we have these guys.
Oh, it was amazing. They had something fall through. They had an empty tank, and it was just perfect timing for us to. I think 5B Management, who we're working with.
Nice. They work with Josh too.
They're great. Yeah, Slipknot's people. they made the call at the right time, like on the perfect day. It was like, I guess it was late last summer, something like that, I guess. And yeah, they were like, perfect timing. We got an empty barrel. We'd love to do a collab. Come on down, drink what we got. Tell us what you like. So I made it easy. I was enjoying the Mayberry and the Broken Skull, like the stronger version of it, and maybe the Citra as well.
Citra's great.
And I was like, do all of these. Like, give me that. You know, give me notes of all of them. You know, give me a little grassy. Give me some, you know, I don't know. Give me that fruit.
The fruity flavors, the tropical fruit,
just a little,
stone fruit.
Just a little bit. But the way it came out is really, I don't know. It's like a grown-up kind of IPA. It's not really like, you know, it's not coming at you with a ton of flavor. It's just, I don't know. It's really balanced. I thought that was a good way to come out on the second version. Maybe we can make the next one a little bit more dank.
Yeah, just do a double dry hopped hazy version of original.
Yes, please.
So you, in terms of the IPAs, are you into the hazies? Are you into the smoothie ones with the lactose and all the fruit?
Not terribly. Yeah, I mean, here and there, if someone says it's exceptional or there's a super fresh version of something that's strong and, you know, maybe bordering on a cocktail like that. Because if I think of it like that, then it makes the weird flavors make a little bit more sense. But if it's like, if I want to drink a beer and I'm getting hit with
a daiquiri,
it's a little strange. But whatever, a couple more sips and I'll be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about trying them. I love trying the smoothie ones, but I couldn't have more than one. They're so sugary and they feel heavy. Like I feel, you know.
I love a good sake.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good dry, or are you more dry or what?
Definitely dry and earthy and, you know, dank again, you know.
All right. Yeah, I told brewers before when they were doing the smoothies, like, you know, you're not making beer anymore. You're making daiquiris for people that think they like craft beer, but they like cocktails. And it made so many brewers happy because a lot of brewers that I know don't even drink that much beer, and if they do, it's just a lager or a pilsner.
Right. Which is supposed to be like the hardest beer to make, right?
It is. It takes longer.
Insane, right?
That's probably why.
Yeah.
They're weirdos like that. Where
they can taste those tiny little
I can taste
artifacts.
the extra 2 weeks of fermenting.
Right. Limestone.
But yeah, they usually just drink lagers and pilsners and cocktails. Like when I was doing, like when I was really into the game, where we were doing festivals all over the country, that's usually the after party. We would be serving beer all day, and then after party, let's go get cocktails. We're not drinking any more beer today.
Yeah.
But I do miss that. Have you ever been to a Great American Beer Fest?
No, sounds like fun.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
If you do go, I mean, not that you wouldn't, but you go as a VIP because you don't have to do the lines. The lines are ridiculous. Yeah. Like 2-hour line to get an ounce of beer, it's not worth it.
Wow.
But when you have a pass, like a VIP, like when you're a brewer or a guest, you get to just come to the side table, like, hey, what's up? Take a couple shots and then, you know, go to the other table.
Thanks.
But it's so much fun. And then more fun than the actual festival is the surrounding. So all the bars have parties. You know, there's Barcade there in Denver. Falling Rock, I believe. I think they're still there, but they have a nice big after party. That's one of the few places that gets plenty the younger during that festival.
Wow. Like a keg?
They get one keg, or maybe I think they get a keg for each day of the festival because it obviously pops in like an hour, you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but it's an experience if you're into beer, just to try all the different things, and also all the different smells of people throwing up is also very interesting. I had a lady throw up on me while I was hanging out with Vinny from Russian River and Garrett Oliver from Brooklyn Brewing. Mm-hmm. We were drinking. I brought them some Hunapoo. And
crazy legends.
Dude. And I'm there just hanging out, drinking beers with them. I was like, what the fuck? And most people outside of that world would have no idea who these guys are. Yeah. But those are my like legendary rock stars of the beer game. And I'm there like, you guys try my beer, and then they're giving me their beer, and we're having, and this girl walks up as I'm talking to them, and she's like, get me out of your beers, and Vinny turns and just gives her, I think it was like Supplication, one of those super sour ones that they do.
Oh, yeah.
And she took one sip and immediately just went, bah! All over my legs, all over Vinny. And I'm like, well, I guess this hang is over. Nice to see you guys.
We're going to the cleaners.
Yeah, it was so gross, dude. It's so much puke. You got to buy they make special shoes that not just like the bar ones that are non-slip. Mm-hmm. They make vomit-resistant Adidas.
Wow.
For Oktoberfest. Those are the ones you need. But you should definitely hit up a GABF one of these years. I don't remember what time period they do it in.
You're selling it and you're not selling it.
Just stay away from the young ladies that don't know what sour beer is. That's all you gotta do.
Your realism is hardcore, and I like it.
It's very real. There's a lot of farts, especially sour beer farts. Those are the worst.
Oh man. People being people.
People being people. That's the thing. I always find farts hilarious. I know some people get grossed out and angry about them, but it's like, if you're not laughing at the sound of a toot, I don't know what's wrong with you. They're just funny. I also saw that you guys are doing a CBD brand.
We have. Are we?
It's still on your website.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's kind of left over probably from older batches. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's quality. I haven't dabbled that much into it, honestly. I'm so much more of a THC guy than a CBD guy.
Gotcha. CBD I've tried, and sometimes I'm like, oh, it feels great. And then sometimes I do it and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I found out it's because you have to mix it with a little THC.
Right. Yeah, you got to have a little 20 to 1.
That. I was like, I don't want to get high, so I'm just going to, do these tinctures and then nothing. But if you mix it with a little smoke, then it kicks in.
There you go. Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah. But I mean,
yeah, I like branching out. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to be Krusty the Clown with a million different products. I don't really want to be Kiss
or Metallica.
Although they're still doing it. Chad saw them recently. I think he saw them in Phoenix or some shit, and he was like, incredible show. It was like probably one of the best shows I've ever seen. Well, guys are kicking in the 70s still with 4-inch heels.
They probably got like 300 people on that crew making it run.
Yep.
Is that something you see for yourself? You're 30 years in the game right now, 30 plus. Do you see yourself rocking into your 70s?
I don't know. Yeah, that would be 20 years away, as I'm going to be 50 in June coming up. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not with any kind of like pace, but here and there. I think. I don't see why not. I love performing.
By the way, you look great for 50.
Thank you. Takes one to know one.
Almost there.
Yeah.
I know that going into that, like you said, 20 more years. I try to tell this to people sometimes. Sometimes I feel old. I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so old, and my knees hurt, my back. But I try and convince myself and convince other people when they tell me that they feel old. 20 years. Think about that. You've been doing 311, 30 plus.
Yeah.
That's only 10 more years on top of, so
it's the difference between the 50s and the 80s.
Yeah, like think about
that kind of breakup in time blows me away.
Yeah, and it's the 50s so much time. Like, it's so much time. Like I'm 42.
Blurry as it is.
Yeah, I'm 42, and I feel like my life didn't really start until I was like 12, maybe. Mm-hmm. Like that's when you start making decisions on your own, and like girlfriends and making friends. So 12. So the first 12 don't even count. So I've been alive technically 30 years. And I feel like I've done so much in that time. And realistically, I'm 42. I'd say realistically with my lifestyle and my drinking and everything, I'll probably go to like 70, maybe 75. That's another 30 years.
Yeah,
That's a
good run.
Life that I've already lived. I have to do it again. So it's when you think about it in that perspective,
you get to do it again.
Yeah, I get to do it again. I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying, like, I need to convince myself that, like, I'm not running out of time. I'm not old. We have a whole other one of these lives to do.
Yeah, we got another act.
That's crazy.
Yeah, totally. What are we gonna do with it?
Everything.
Tight five
in
wrestling.
Yes, dude.
Do you put down a pad?
Nope.
Wow, really?
Nope.
Oh, I thought for sure you were gonna say yes.
Nope.
The floor looks hard.
I'll show you some video clips. And it's not just like, we're not just hiring like, crackheads from outside.
No.
We had Gangrel, who's, a famous WWE superstar. Not anymore. He's left the company since, but he's still actively wrestling. And he was in here. He blew his blood. He does that vampire blood thing, and you can see the splatter on the.
Yep. I was wondering what the fuck that was.
And getting suplexed on this floor does not feel good. I wouldn't do it. I have fallen. exactly where I'm sitting. I got chopped in the chest by one of the wrestlers.
Woo!
And I was like, oh, I can handle it. And the
Chest
dude's
chop.
like, you're going to fall. I'm like, no, I'm not. I got this. And he fell straight to the ground. Full force. Thank you, AJ Gray. That hurt tremendously. The chop didn't even hurt that much. It was falling and hitting my back on the like there was guitar pedals too. So we had a band. Oh, nice. I landed on the guitar pedals and scratched up all my back. Awful. But yeah, comedy. I would love to see you on stage doing comedy.
Got to do it someday.
We'll do it. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Small promise.
Also, we got to have 311 playing this tiny venue.
It'd be fun.
We'll have people standing on top of the bar because it don't fit. I mean, I think that would be the problem. We wouldn't be able to fit everybody that wants to be here.
That'd be fun.
Talking about 311, you guys have 311 Day coming up.
Yes.
March 9th and 10th. So
surprise.
Technically
surprise, everybody.
Yeah. So technically not 311 Day.
No.
The day before and the day before that.
There was a handful of people that were kind of pissed about that or miffed. Maybe not pissed, but, it's kind of funny.
I mean, what day does it...
And I get it.
What day does it...
It's a Saturday and a Sunday.
That makes sense.
The 11th is a Monday.
On a Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We figured it would bring more people in, but, whatever. We'll see.
And it's in Vegas. You've done this a few times already.
Yes.
Why is that, why in Vegas and why not a touring 311 Day thing?
Oh, man, that would be great. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I dream of those kind of shows as a regular night thing. That would be awesome. I think there's contingencies within the band and, whatever the reality outside of the band that we save those special shows for the deep cuts and playing for 3 hours to make it as special as possible in those moments. I mean, we've played random sets for years and years, and we've kind of fallen into a little bit of a stagnant set list, so we need to break out of it. But there is a way to kind of, I don't know, there's a plateau, there's a best of kind of thing that you sprinkle deep cuts in. I don't know. There's a good set. There's a better set. I don't think there's anything, there ain't no falling down on our faces for us. I think we can get away with a lot more than what we do. And I'm the person in the band that reminds us of that to little or no effect sometimes. But that's okay. Them keeping me in line is also one of the things that keeps us around. As far as I'm kind of a random factor in the set list meetings and when we're trying to, expand. I mean, I've been telling the band for 20 plus years that we need to go back to Europe, and we're finally going back to Europe next year.
How long has it been?
And it's been 13 years since we've been to Japan. So it's been 19 years since we've been to Europe. We were 19 there.
19 in Europe, 13 in Japan.
Yeah, and it just ain't right. It's a big, big world. We've been to South America in the last 10 years or so, and that's super fun for the first time. But I just want to keep traveling. There's something about it, about performing in front of different people. And the thing that I've got in my head is I want to see different trees. I want to see the European trees. I haven't seen them in so long. And Japanese trees, they got really special trees. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll see. I had my time out with the cherry blossoms. Yeah, we'll see.
I know it's January. You're doing the Japan.
Oh, you're right.
Hawaii,
That'd probably
right?
be too early. Yeah.
Japan and Hawaii is in January.
And then Europe's
Europe
in June. Right. And 311 days mashed in between. So it'll be fun. It's going to be a busy year.
Well, like you said.
And a new album.
You're kind of we'll talk about that. Right. You're kind of, you mentioned that you're the X factor when you're coming up with something, but you are the X factor for the band in general. When back in the day when you guys first came out on the scene, Come Original and all that, I wasn't really into it musically. I was all right, this is cool. It's reggae.
Again, your honesty.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
Well, but I mean, I became a fan.
It takes a while. It's a different sound. Yeah.
You were the reason, though. Cool. You were the X factor. I saw you with the mohawk and the fucking bass line. I'm like, that guy's cool. I'll pay attention.
Let's see where this goes.
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. I think there's a hook in every band member in 311. I've always kind of thought of us as like an Omaha kind of all-star team musically. I mean, because Tim's as underrated of a guitarist as there could ever be. SA and Nick spit hot fire. Chad is an absolutely, monster on the drums. And I'm trying to play lead bass. and play the
Lead
song.
bass, or is there a rhythm bass?
There is no rhythm. Yeah, not in this band. No, it's like, splitting the details or splitting the duties, if you will. But yeah, I think there's something for everybody in the band, especially if you come to a show, you'll find that to be true mostly. And thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Here we
real.
are.
You were the reason I paid attention was like when I saw you, I'm like, oh, that dude. It was kind of like the same deal with Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
When I saw Limp Bizkit, I was like, ugh. And then I saw Wes. I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right, I'll pay attention.
Yeah, there's an artist. There's
Yeah,
a real artist in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wes is great.
So you mentioned recording a new album.
Yes.
It's been since 2019. Transistor Voyager.
It's Voyager.
Voyager.
Yes.
Voyager.
Yeah.
Sorry. So
okay.
it's been what, 4 years?
Yeah.
You guys didn't write anything during the pandemic?
I think there was writing going on. There's a couple of songs that were probably written during the pandemic in there, but we weren't dynamo, kicking in. That's for sure. I think we were just trying to take care of our families.
Yeah, I saw some
and not go crazy.
I saw some of your IGs hanging out in your backyard.
Yeah. Yep. It was fun.
I kept trying to get you out of the house. I was like, "Come to Kill Tony. It'll be just you and me."
Right. Oh man. Yeah. It's like my wife won't let me. We might die.
Yeah, it's fine. That's a good way to die, right? At the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Go join the rest of those crazy ghosts that live in the Comedy Store.
Totally.
But yeah, no, I appreciate that you took that. A lot of people did. Take that time to be with your family. It forced everyone to kind of like slow down.
Yeah.
You're living too fast. Spend some time with your family because you never know what's going to happen. But a lot of musicians wrote during the pandemic. That's why we've had this boom where like just album after album after album.
Yeah, it's cool. Musicians and comedians can hunker down and be really creative in a moment like that. But yeah, it just didn't work like that for us. We're such a touring dynamo that it really cut the legs off of us for a little while, which is fine. Fuck it.
So okay, Voyager was.
Was it 2018? Yeah, so I guess it's been 5 years.
Yeah, wow. It was a kind of a, I won't say heavy, like it wasn't a metal album, but it had some more heavier tones, some rockin' riffs to it. Like if somebody were to just go in blind to that album and have only heard like the singles that are on the radio, they'll be like, "What? This is weird."
Yeah.
Is that something that we can expect on this new album? Are you guys going to keep making it heavier or staying in that kind of frame?
I think it's always kind of the point. We're not trying to lighten things up. I think that the general heaviness feels really good on stage, so I think it's easy for us to kind of walk down that road still. But there's definitely some surprises on what I've heard of the album so far that are like stylistically in a different direction than we've really ever done. Which is kind of almost, it's like a smoothing out. It's not like we came out so schizophrenic and throwing styles together, just, wherever we wanted to, wherever we thought they fit, and force the audience to appreciate it or not. And I think that as we mature, and this is our 14th album, there's some cool like toning down that's going on that is super heavy, but it's there's a simplification, there's a confidence in that where we don't have to throw around a billion riffs.
Yeah, it's not, especially for a live show, you don't have to memorize a crazy amount. Like I interview some bands like, Intervals or Animals as Leaders where like it's just how many notes can we fit into this one song? And I'm like, dude, how do you memorize that? And how are you going to memorize that in 10 years? Like, it's wild.
Right.
But I appreciate that from you guys because you're kind of, I guess, you're maturing. You mentioned you're almost 50, and as we get like, I listen to heavier music now than I did when I was younger. Like I'm digging deep into some like Norwegian craziness, cool. but also when I'm at a show, I'm not moshing like I used to. I'm not in the pit. I kind of prefer to just hang out in the back by the front of the house.
Legends hang out in the back.
I'm old, man. As we just established earlier, but I appreciate that. Like. You guys are not compromising your style by adapting to whatever's popular. You're not trying to put out a fucking, reggaeton record. You do reggae, but not reggaeton.
Yeah. Totally. It's I don't know. Stylistically, it's just what we want to grab. I think we're influenced by modern music for sure, and we're not afraid to put in new influences, but yeah, it's not like we're chasing trends. We're not making a Kiss disco album. which is probably legitimately underrated.
I mean, I haven't heard it in many years. When I did hear it, it was kind of in a mocking kind of way. Like everybody got around and like, listen to this shit.
What happened?
But I kind of want to go back and listen to it now.
Yep.
I will say this.
Faded up.
I wouldn't be angry if you guys did a reggaeton collab with like a Bad Bunny type
That'd
person.
be sick. My 13-year-old would shit the ground.
I mean, you guys
freak out.
dabble in the reggae, so having him on a song would blow you guys up out of this world.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even doing like, I've been thinking that we should do like a Spanish version of Down. It's like, fuck it. Why not?
Dude.
Just fucking do it. Why not?
That'd
be dope.
That would be dope. And that's another thing getting older has given me is that ability to say, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
Like, it used to be like, oh, no, I don't listen to that. Why would I don't? There's no way I listen to that. And then, no, fuck you. Yes, I listen to that. Who cares?
Yes, right. Yeah, it's it's in my trick bag.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it. I saw the Primus show with the Tool rhythm section a few months ago, and that was one of the heaviest things I've ever seen because they did a Tool song. Like Les sang Enema.
Oh, I saw videos of this.
Right, yeah. Les sang Enema, and the whole audience, like, downtown LA, just everybody knew every word. It was a little faster than normal. Oh, nice. And the drum solos between Danny and Lur. Yeah. Am I saying his name right? Am I getting the guitarist right? Lur. Or it's Tim Alexander, right? It's Lur's
Tim
guitarist.
Alexander's a drummer, yeah.
Sorry.
Because he was also in Perfect Circle.
Right, for a little bit.
Like the first couple songs. Right?
Wow, no way. And and then Josh Freese too. Mm-hmm. Right? Fucking. Yeah, that was one of the best heavy experiences I've had, since I've been a dad, like last 13 years or so. It was unreal. I had a friend call up, just like, hey, can you come down to the Belasco and see Primus with Tool's rhythm section? I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking find a way.
Let me check my calendar. I couldn't go. I wanted to go to that, and then I had work, and I really couldn't get out of it. Sometimes that's what happens when you're trying to be an independent person, that you do, you're a business owner and all that.
That's great.
Yeah. Going back to the writing of the new album, how much involvement, how is it? You guys are not all here in California.
No.
So how do you guys, who's writing the initial riffs and then sending it over to you, or are you writing riffs and sending it? How involved are you?
I mean, Chad and Nick are writing full songs, multiple full songs, 3 or 4 each, and that's generally how it goes. And then Essay's got a song, which is great, that he wrote with his nephew Evan, who's our tour manager and is a great artist unto himself in Meta. And then Tim's got a great song too. So that's usually kind of how it goes. It trickles out of me and Essay and Tim, and more them than me. But I'm in the writer's circle of lyrics. So I'll get a call from Nick, and he'll be like, we're writing. I'll be like, right on, I'll be there. And that's really fun for me, because the music that I write is more, I feel like it's more kind of soundtracky music, and I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to, I don't know, I just write in a different way. But when it comes down to words, I love words. I like talking, and if Nick's got a mumble for me to work from with syllables and shit, I can write the song.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I can sit down and make it happen. So I'm kind of getting into that world with the Tight Five as well, and appreciating comics for my whole life. That the lyrics have they have a strong arm in the music, right? If it's not an instrumental, the lyrics have so much weight. It's 70 to 80% of the song is in the meaning of the words and the way it's delivered. So it's been fun kind of falling into that and accepting that as my new role.
That's awesome.
While writing music that doesn't go with the band.
That is awesome, because a lot of times you don't get that in bands. You don't, usually the vocalist handles all the lyrics. It's my message and blah, blah, blah. So
yeah,
it's cool to see everybody.
Right. We've known each other for so long. Sorry to cut you off. We've known each other for so long that I think I can think like Nick, and I think I can make it work for him, and it's really satisfying, all the way around.
And it's something that, I've always appreciated it, even when I was young, lyrics and the phrasing, the timing of the words. But it's something that I feel is underappreciated a lot in music. I've talked to people where they're just, oh, I love this song. I'm like, you know what it's about? And they're like, nope. Like, how do you not?
Couldn't care less.
Yeah, like it's your favorite song. How are you not caring about what they're? What if they're talking about pedophilia the whole time, and you're just like, oh, I love this song. Like you don't really want to know at all.
It's funny because I was thinking of Danzig's mother, so it's like felt kind of in that world.
A little bit.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what this is about? I saw that show back in the day too. That was great.
And it's I mean Glenn is.
He's around here somewhere.
Yeah,
he's close. Yeah, I can feel him.
Yeah, I know he's watching us.
His black house.
He loves wrestling.
Wow.
Comes out to a lot of wrestling shows.
He got knocked the fuck out in that video back in the day.
Yeah.
That's the that's a lesson. That's a lesson for us all. It's a cautionary tale. Don't push the giant guy.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you're ready to take a fall.
Yeah, if you're going to be a dick, that's fine, but get ready to get punched in the mouth.
It's coming.
Oh, man. But yeah, it's always been fascinating to me when people don't pay attention to the lyrics. Like, even band members. Like, I was in a band for 10 years, and I would spend hours crafting this message, and then, like, guys, you read the lyrics? Like, no, I don't care.
It's good.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
You sound good. I'm like, okay.
Thanks. You
Damn
guys
it.
suck.
Like, all this effort. So that's cool. Is there a theme that we can kind of expect from this new album in terms of vibe with lyrics, since you're writing lyrics?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, honestly.
I need the name of the album and the release date, dude. I mean, that's why we're doing this.
Yeah, it's coming. I'll call you when I get back to the house.
Oh, we'll do another one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a...
Is it all about the war that's going on in Palestine?
There's a little bit of vulnerability, I think, that we're putting into there. I think that's kind of one, a theme, at least in one song that we recently wrote. That's kind of, a fun thing to tackle. You're so manly, you can be vulnerable.
No,
something like that.
That's good.
Instead of just being hard as stone and making everybody miserable around you, especially yourself. Yeah. Something like that.
That's how I am. My wife reminds me every day. She's like, hey, it's okay to have feelings. I'm like, no. What am I, a woman? No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's cool. I like that. I assume, we're living in some really crazy times. Like I was joking about, the war that's going on, but
oh man,
there's so much going on.
It's a trap.
Yeah, I know, right? All the new 311 album is just war, politics, and religion.
Yep, totally.
But
never caused any problem.
There's a lot going on with that, and then we just got out of the pandemic thing, and there's a lot of stuff going on in people's heads. Like I feel that mental health has become more of a focus post-pandemic. That I expect a little bit of that in everybody's music.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we're on the wellness train more so than any other whatever generation. We've got access to hundreds of thousands of healers and great ideas,
Healers?
Healers.
You have healers?
I mean, there's therapists. It's kind of what I was...
Oh, you mean in general, not like
311
doesn't have on
it was just,
on retainer.
I'm talking... No, right? No, I'm just saying, if you did, a therapy search, 100,000 people are going to pop up. You know what I mean? And this is a brand new era for that.
Oh, and
it's cool. Everyone has access.
BetterHelp. We have what's it, Talkspace, I think is one of them. Or you can just, on your phone, just talk to a therapist real quick. Yeah, it is a different time.
It's pretty amazing. It could be a good thing. It is a good thing, and it could be a great thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you need another beer?
I'm getting there. I'm okay. I'll probably be one and done.
Okay. All right. There is a for the therapy thing, that is part of my new bits where, growing up, my family didn't believe in mental health at all. They thought it was, you were just being gay. That was it.
Right. Straight to homophobia.
I have feelings. You're gay, dude.
You have put on the tutu and call up Bruce.
It was always the thing too with my family. Even when I had friends that would come over every day. I had my buddy Frank and Jay would come over every day and we'd play video games. We just lock ourselves up and play FIFA.
Nice.
But my mom afterwards was like, I think he's in there. They're being gay together. I'm like, what? We're just playing games. Why was that such a fear back in the day?
Right. I
don't know. Anyway, going back to the music. You guys recently reissued music.
Yes.
On vinyl.
Yes.
I
should have brought you a copy.
Oh, dude.
I owe you one. I'll save you one. I promise.
All right.
It's true. It's on film. It's film, right?
How has that been like for you guys? Like, are you seeing a benefit to doing something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's just a, I don't know. It's a cool thing to do for the audience. It's a fun little victory lap for us. I don't think there's any real kind of total gain from it, total wine and gain from it. It's I don't know. Yeah, like I said, it's like a victory lap. It's if people want to have the remaster, if people are into that thing and they want to have the pre-production version of a few different songs, they want to have it on a different color vinyl. You know, if you're a collector, it's kind of gold. But I think in general for the audience, it's I don't know. It's just more cool shit for them to grab.
Have you thought about doing some shows where you play it in its entirety? Because that's a common thing.
Yeah, we've done that here and there, and I love doing that. It's super fun. I know that's how I think most of the audience listens to it, or most of the audience that's at least close to our age. Back in the day, listened to whole albums at a time. So maybe it's not exactly like that now. So we're all kind of trapped in playlists, which is fine too. But I love a good whole album. I mean, the Band of Horses most recent album, I listen all the way through all the time. Fucking Baroness's new album, Stone, I listened to that good. All the way through. What a fucking bunch of geniuses. So good God. That might be my favorite heavy shit going on right now, because it is so melodic, and God damn it, it's vulnerable. There's a vulnerability in there, right?
It's just beautiful.
It's
like,
beautiful.
Even though it's heavy, it's beautiful.
It's manly as fuck too, right? It's so manly. You're carving a turkey shirtless, staring the audience down, singing those songs, right? It's fucking fucking badass.
They also kind of like stepped outside of their comfort zone with some of the songs, going into like more of a spoken word type of deal with like Jesus Lizard-ish.
Yeah. Wow. Good call.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
But yeah, I still listen to full albums. I don't do the playlist. My wife does the playlist thing, and I let her find new music for me.
Yeah. Because that's where you'll find it, right?
Yeah. Did you hear this? I'm like, nope. Hand it over and I'll check it out. But
I hate it.
Yeah. I like that. It's, the artist is crafting this experience for you. 8, 9, 10 tracks, whatever it may be, you should at least, and I know that not a lot of people have 45, 50 minutes to just dedicate to that, but, listen to the first half, take a break, go do your thing, and then, listen to the second half, whatever. That's why I love records, because I'll listen to 4 tracks while I'm cooking or doing something. I'll chill for a minute, and then I'll turn it over, listen to the other side.
What do you picture cooking when you say when I'm cooking?
Oof. I mean, my specialty is steaks.
Cool.
I recently, as you can see here.
Oh, you're seared.
I seared my hand.
You're rare.
While cooking some steaks not too long ago. That was fun. I do a lot of cooking.
Are you grilling? Are you inside? Or are you outside?
Right now, I'm inside not by choice. I do sometimes go. I live in an apartment. I don't have a yard, but we do have a grill up on the roof next to our pool.
Cool.
So sometimes in the summer, I'll go up there and grill.
Yeah.
But eventually, the plan is to move into a home, and I will have a full-on smoker, grill thing outside for sure. But I spent a lot of time when I was working in the beer industry, working with, top chefs, just crafting beer dinners, 5-course meals with the chefs, and we'd sit there and try different things and try the beers, and this pairs well with that, and lamb goes well with a pumpkin beer, and like all these different things. So I kind of I always wanted to be a chef if it didn't take 12 years of being a sous chef.
Damn it.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
By the time I realized that I was into it, it was like, I can't do it now. It's too late. But I could still do it at home from friends. If I do like a UFC fight or something, I'll barbecue and I'll cook for everybody.
Cool. Rad.
Yeah.
Nice.
So actually, I was going to bring this up, but if you do decide to do music in its entirety, you should do it in a place like this.
Yeah.
I keep pitching you to do a show here. Totally. Let's do a show here.
Let's do it.
Old school style. So 30 plus years in the game, how do you keep it fresh for you when you're writing these songs, like without rehashing old things or kind of just like, what else can we do? We've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've never been short of writing ideas. There's always fertile ground for us to cover. It's really a great thing, I feel bad for bands like, Rage Against the Machine that haven't been able to have like a fleshed out catalog that that is, continuously inspiring. But the potency within their 4-album discography is like a fucking nuclear bomb. So, there ain't no hate. It's just, I would be frustrated to be like in a Jane's Addiction, Rage Against the Machine kind of situation where they're not doing a bunch of shows and they're kind of living on what's happened before and not being out there on stage, because that's what I fucking live for. I don't mind putting out, whatever. I think Voyager came out a little fast. I think we could have lived with Voyager maybe 6 months longer and made it a slightly better album. I don't think it's a bad album in any way, but it seems so important now, with our 14th album coming out in 2024, we've only got so many left. So it is really an important thing not to rehash and to keep it fresh. And I don't know, we're inspired by whatever's going on, good, bad, sideways. We'll find a way to turn it into good music.
All right.
God damn it.
I mean, it helps that you guys are so like, you like mixing up genres because you can mix things up a little.
Right. Yeah. If it's stale, you've always got something to throw on top of it.
Yeah, because there's like, if you were like a thrash metal band, like how many thrash songs can you possibly write?
How many escape plans did Dillinger have? Right? You know what I mean? And that's a damn shame, right? That same sort of thing. Like bands like that should still be around, but I do wonder if the genre is limiting in that creative way. But if that's the case, the audience sure doesn't give a fuck, because the metal audience, hard rock metal audience, is the most devoted I've ever seen, besides maybe the Swifties.
Swifties
and shit like
scary.
that. The metal Swifties. But I love that, and I'm jealous of that scene, like the kind of support that like a Knotfest gets from bands that you may or may not have ever heard of before is insane. People will, they'll fall in love with your band if they see you in a situation like that, never being heard before. If you can give them that kind of, I don't know, that punishing release that you get from a heavy album. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I love it. I think our little dipping our toes into that world. We've done a Knotfest. We did Aftershock, played with Baby Metal, so nice. So we're dope again. And played with Fever 333. Finally got to see Turnstile.
Nice.
Oh man, it was a really good year in the festival world. Saw Coheed, pretty much put me to tears. Definitely one of my favorite bands.
Coheed's great.
Unbelievable.
Turnstile's great too. I know they got a lot of hype and everything when that album dropped, but it was all worth it.
Yeah.
And I remember I had Pat, their guitarist, on the pod.
Yeah, cool. And
the first thing he said was like, "We love 311."
Yeah, no, Pat's a sweetheart.
I'm sure they love you too.
Yeah, no, Pat's a sweetheart. Pat's brilliant.
So did you guys play any of the like Happy? What is it? Sick New World?
No. Or When We Were Young. That's still going on, right? No, not yet. Someday.
Do you feel like you fit in that vibe?
Somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, we just did a festival in Tucson over the weekend on Saturday called the Dusk Music Festival. And it was supposed to be like half rock bands, half electronica, which is, I'm like dog ears. And like, so, okay, whatever. The check cleared. We'll be over in a little bit. And it was great. As soon as we came out on stage, we knew the audience was ready for what we were going to give them. And as soon as we got off, it was... I'm like, wow, this is incredible. Like, the audience is pretty, they're up for whatever.
That's cool.
It was dope.
That's cool. What do you think about this whole like kind of resurgence of new metal and like the goth? Because I mean, I've always been gothy. Like I've always been all in black and sad. So the fact that it's coming back around, I'm like, well, welcome back, I guess. But like, how do you feel about this resurgence of this style?
I mean, I love the theatrics in goth. I think it's amazing. I think it leaves a little bit to the musicality, kind of, because it's kind of predictable. But that's okay, that's just the musician in me. It doesn't mean I'm a hater. It's just, I don't know. You see a band like Ghost. And you're like, oh, you guys are on some shit. Like, wow, like this is next level thinking. It's like that's Tim Burton. It's dark, it's beautiful. You don't really know what's going on, but you're along for the ride. And yeah, that's real artistry, and I love that in that genre. I love it in all genres, and I wish we had a little bit more of it. But there's something about the theatrics that does take a band to the next level. And if the music is simpler and maybe a little bit, tiny bit predictable, you can get away with all kinds of theatrics.
Sure,
right?
It's like pro wrestling, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but
I love it. It's a cool triangle.
It is something that. That's what attracted me to like a band like Slipknot or a band like Ghost, where I was like, I get it. Yeah. I get what they're doing. This is pro wrestling.
Yeah, here we go.
With music. And, a lot of people like hate it. Like, oh, they're wearing masks. And blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, cool, good. I wish all musicians wore masks on stage. I want luchadors everywhere. That's what I want. I always felt that too, even when I was, in a band. Like I had two bands, and one of the bands was the heavier, kind of crazier vibe, and I would always wear something. I would always wear a lucha mask or put something on my face because it allowed me to kind of, I'm on stage to do this one thing.
Yeah, totally.
And that's it. Nothing else matters. None of my family issues, none of these concerns, my job, none of it. It's just this moment, the performance, the art, and I love that. I can appreciate that from all bands.
You're like my car note, my hangnail.
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah.
I'm only wearing black.
My shoes are stinky. I got to buy some Dr. Scholl spray or something.
Yeah, I think it goes into my stage name as well. Like it's easier. Not that it was ever hard. I was dying to get on stage, but looking up to like a Flea and someone like that, and seeing how wild he was, made it attractive to have a stage name where I could be slightly somebody else. Yeah. It was never like a 45-degree angle to my personality, but I don't know. Let's just make it that much easier, I guess.
Is there an element of you that's becomes PNut when you're on stage?
If it is, it's probably during like the bass solo. You know what I mean? Like if I have to like go all the way in to nerdy bass playing, and hoping Flea was listening, or Justin from Tool. Or Franz from Turnstile. It's like, I think that would probably be it. Other than that, it's just kind of a subtle confidence thing, get you up there. But I remember being at like a KCRW Halloween show.
Dive bar.
Yeah, it was whatever. It's fine. I like it. You can smell my breath. It was like a Halloween party that was in like a mansion. It was like 3 stories high. It was incredible, and I had this mask, and I never danced harder in my life. You know what I mean? Because I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
And it was the only way that I wouldn't give a fuck, because I feel like everyone's watching me when I'm dancing at all, which is why it never happens. But putting the mask on made all the difference in the world, so I can totally see that.
Has there been somebody that has seen you perform side stage that kind of like amped up your anxiety or anything like that?
Jack Black was on side stage earlier this year.
I think I saw pictures of you guys.
Yeah, that'll do it. I saw him when we were just getting off stage, but I was asking the crew. They're like, "Oh yeah, he was rocking out to the last 2 songs." I'm like, "Oh fuck yeah!" So that kind of shit really, really does move me. Seeing Turnstile and seeing Thomas Pridgeon from Fever 333 and formerly of Mars Volta, and absolutely the best drummer in the world, on the side of the stage. Performing and then watching us, that was a mind blower for me. I'm a big drummer nerd.
Is he still with Queens? Am I wrong?
Oh, I don't know.
No, that's Theodore. Sorry.
Oh, right. There you go. Yeah, totally.
Also,
formerly of Mars Volta.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
totally.
Yeah. Okay, I got confused.
Damn it.
Thomas Pridgeon was the later years, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, do you get any anxiety or stress like that while you're on stage?
Not really.
No.
I mean, if it's anything, it's the bass solo, and in the
this
festival,
is your moment to shine,
right? Or not.
Yeah.
But the more time I put in, I play a couple hours a day, and the more more Steely Dan I play, the more Stevie Wonder and Reggie Watts as the bass player, and more Wolfpack, like new kind of jazz funk. That kind of shit makes me a way better player and gives me more just ideas. It's like vocabulary. I've heard it put as such. I've got a bigger vocabulary than I've ever had before, as I slur my words. And that brings a lot of confidence on stage and makes my anxiety lesser than it has been in other tours and stuff like that when the bass solo comes up.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
And I got a new bass, which makes me really happy too. That's that always
bass?
helps. It was like a custom that I made. Yeah.
Okay.
It is a signature bass. It's like I made it for my 9-year-old.
Ah.
Yeah. So it says Clay like on the 12th fret.
Do you have like a signature bass?
I do. I made a signature bass with Warwick in Germany. What was it? 2005, 2006, and 2008. We did like 50, 60, 70 runs given in the year. So there's a few hundred signature basses, and that's usually what I play on stage. But the Clay bass is my love affair recently.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we're almost at an hour, so I'm going to start wrapping up. But I have a couple more things real quick I wanted to ask you. Personal, kind of. Let's get deep.
Oh boy.
Let's get deep.
You got me drinking.
Well, now
The filter's down.
So we already talked about anxiety a little bit, but I wanted to ask you how your mental health is post tours, because one thing I've noticed a lot for me, when you're on stage and you're getting that rush from the crowd, there is no drug in the world that replicates that feeling.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a tension, and it's
energy, vibrations, like.
But you're pulling it off, right? You know, good, bad, ugly, sideways. You're doing what you want to do.
Sure.
And there's a thrill in that, especially with an audience, attached to it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm working on it. Honestly, I'm in therapy. I'm really enjoying it. I think it is something to consider. I mean, I've been on the road my whole fucking life, you know what I mean? We started at 12. I was 5 years old when I started going on the road, you know what I mean? We started going on the road when I was fucking 17, 18. Yeah. And I moved out here when I was 17. So it's been a lot. You know, I talk about it like a congestion going on. So we're so good at packing on, I don't know, information into our minds, then we're not really good at slowing things down. So I'm trying meditation and taking it seriously, putting in like 5 to 10 minutes a day. And really it's just that. It's just quieting the intersection, of good ideas, bad ideas, good time, bad time, as far as like wasting it and being creative, all that kind of shit. And then whatever regrets and hopes and just all those things, you see what bubbles up. I need to humble myself. I need to slow down a little bit. When I come off the road, I think I'm probably a lot. It takes a little while for me to calm down. So if I can have some tools to be better at that and be less of a Tasmanian devil when I come home, that would be better for the household. But I think we're in a good place. But I think we're all wrestling with more than we think. Yeah. And we're in the time where we can actually talk about it and make it better. Even if it's just one-on-one. I've got basketball homies that I talk to, like, how you doing? It's like, you get a couple minutes in with somebody, they can be really vulnerable and honest, and you can cover a lot of ground in that world. And I think it's brilliant, just one-on-one talking to someone that you trust, therapist or homie or lover or someone you never fucking met before. Just, I don't know, sharing is cool. Oversharing is not cool. Yeah. I think I'm oversharing, but yeah, thanks for asking. I think it's a beautiful thing to be honest about where you're at and to realize like how much anxiety we do have in this culture. And over the last 3 years, especially, it's fucking really difficult. So yeah, ask for help and listen to music and drink beer. Yeah, I feel you, man. I've recently started therapy in the last year as well. Cool. Good on you. Thank you. I had a lot of stuff that my 20s was all band and party and whatever, and I never really took it into account, like all the stuff from my childhood and all these things. And then I started seeing anxiety kind of flare up. Obviously, during the pandemic, it was like the hardest. And I realized like, oh, there's some stuff I need to work on for sure. Right. But I asked mostly because should be dumping it down on the wife, right? Wife can only take so much. Dude, in fact, the fact that we came out of the pandemic stronger as a couple is like proof that I'm like, I made the right call. That's great. It's a lot of pandemic took a lot of relationships. Marry a warrior.
Yeah, for sure,
Right.
for sure. But I asked that because I sometimes when we lose an artist especially to self-harm, like a lot of times people will ask me, like, oh man, but that guy had the world.
Yeah.
He had the love of his fans and like all the money and whatever he needed. And I'm like, there's that element of the fact that you're getting showered by this energy and this love from the audience. When you get home, it's not there.
Yeah, it's different.
And you get this withdrawal of that chemical that your brain is, the dopamine. You're getting it. People get it on social media when they get a little like on their post. They're like, oh my God, somebody. Imagine that times 10,000 people in an arena.
Right.
Like that shot of dopamine, the withdrawal.
100 decibels.
Yeah. And then you're home and it's like, oh no, like what's, I gotta get back on the road. And that's what causes this like moment for some people that do the self-harm. That's why I always ask, like, man, how are you feeling after the road? Like, talk to someone, yeah, man. Get some meditation in you,
Some exercise.
Yeah, exercise is very helpful.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah,
It makes all the difference.
Even if it's slow paced, you don't have to go do CrossFit. Just go for a walk.
Yeah, no, just get outside.
Yeah,
right, totally. I think that's where I heard it in a song by an artist named Tom Rosenthal. He's like, I don't know the secret to being happy, but I'm pretty sure it starts when you go outside. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. Like, and it doesn't work in all situations, but more of that, like we'll be happier as a species the more time we spend outside.
Absolutely.
Maybe not necessarily in Hollywood. But it's still outside.
Yeah, it's outside. I go to the La Brea Tar Pits Park every once in a while.
I love that. Yeah, I'm there. Hang out with the big boulder that you can walk under.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous too because you got these like random like parking cones covered in. I'm like, well, my dog could probably die right there. That's cool.
And those jazz nights they have at Mocha, they're so great.
Yeah.
People bust out the rug or throw down a blanket and bust out the wine or the awesome beer and sit and watch music all night. I love that. I love it when Los Angeles slows down. When I can feel Los Angeles slowing down, it's the best place in the world.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. A lot of people ask me to get out of here. Like, what are you still doing there? And I don't know, man. There's something about this place that I can't escape.
Yeah.
And all the opportunities in the world are here. They're also available in New York and Austin and Miami and any other major city. But there's just something, the weather maybe. The weather here is so good all the year round.
Can't beat that.
Well, anyway, don't move to Los Angeles. Stay over there.
It's ours. We own it.
Stay over there.
How's William Montgomery doing?
William Montgomery actually stopped drinking and has lost a ton of weight and looks great.
I think I saw that he had stopped drinking. I'm sure he won't mind. When I first met him, there was a lot going on. he kept trying to talk to me, and I kept
calling you Nick Hexum.
I think you were like, you're like, come on, man, it's like leave PNut alone. He's just like, I want him to come back to the Comedy Store, and you're scaring my friend.
Yeah, he was a lot during that time.
So funny, like incredible talent, like raw, natural talent, and. Good God, like I don't know where he's coming from. It's pretty amazing to see his rise.
I'm really glad that he has maintained that level of funny past getting away from just drinking and cocaine abuse.
Right. Yeah. Good on you, William.
Yeah,
good job.
On you, bud.
Good
he
job.
looks better than ever, and he's still hilarious and crushing arenas around the world with Tony.
That's amazing.
But there was a time where, like, the first couple days I hung out with him, I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if he's serious. He's getting very dark. He's talking about Malaysian Airlines going missing, and there's no punchline. He's just getting darker and darker, and I'm like, oh no,
shit.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's some next level. It's some. If you can't see it coming and you end up laughing, or you're so confused that you had a great time too. Yeah. There's some amazing comedy going on out there, and yeah, William was a breath of fresh air when I first saw him, just like Tony. Yeah. I mean, Tony, we brought Tony out on the cruise, and he had, I don't know how much experience he had before that, but it didn't seem like a ton, but he was still just like fucking master at his craft. It was unbelievable. He came out and just chopped the audience up. He just fucking cut them up. It was incredible.
That's his strong suit, I think, is crowd work or just kind of digging into them to see how much they can handle. He got a little too close to the fire during the pandemic, but it's cool. He recovered. He's doing better than ever. Speaking of that, do you guys still do the cruise post-pandemic? Yeah, you're still doing it?
Yep, we did the cruise
around what time?
Did the cruise in March.
March.
We do the like special festivals around March 11th.
Okay.
Yep. Sometimes it's in February for the cruise, given the amount of bookings that are going on.
Are you doing it again this 2024?
This will be 311 day. We do 311 day on the even years. So that'll be Vegas coming up in March, and then 2025 we'll do the cruise again.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, if you have an opening on 2025 for any comedians
we do.
or podcasts on the cruise,
we frequently
I would love to be there.
Yeah, there's like beer and like an audience.
Oh no!
Right, and an ocean.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Sounds
and
like
I know
a
you
bad
miss Florida.
time.
I know you miss Florida.
I do. I was recently there.
You'll be there for just a couple days. Yeah, just dip your toes.
I went recently, and I was reminded thoroughly of why I hate that place. I don't hate it. I just hate the weather. The humidity is so bad.
It would be a tough continual existence. Like, oh God, I'm in Florida again, right? It would be really difficult.
Yeah, your body. I know your body adapts. Like my body has now adapted to LA climate,
and we're dry.
And
we're very dry. Yeah.
So it felt extra humid. Like it was the second we walk out, I was drenched in sweat. It was awful. Yeah. And then my friends were like, "No, I'm not sweating." I'm like, because you live here, you're used to it. You're now a frog. Like you're part of the swamp. Like I'm not.
Amphibian people of Florida.
Yeah, I'm out there in the desert with the cactus. Like, leave me alone. This is too much wet. I showered like 3 times a day. Like, I don't have time to be showering 3 times a day. It's too much.
Yeah, let's bring you on the cruise.
Well, anyway, we've gone a little over, but that's fine. I really appreciate you coming out.
Happy to.
I missed hanging out with you. I miss hanging out with you. I hope we can hang out some more now that things are kind of getting back to normal and things are happening. But let people know where they can follow you and keep track of your adventures out there.
Well, I'm on Twitter. It's still called Twitter at PNut, PNUT, and I'm on Instagram at Aaron Wills, Aaron_Wills. Those are my socials because I got rid of Facebook a while ago. Haven't moved over to Blue Sky yet. Probably going to move over to Blue Sky in some kind of fashion. Last thing I need is another social media account, but I might be canceling that Twitter sometime soon. It's a lot of madness in there.
If you go to twitter.com, it still works.
Yeah. I love it.
I did get a Blue Sky invitation. I accepted it. I haven't touched it at all though. It's just sitting there.
I think that's kind of how it is right now. Yeah, it's just like we'll see. We'll see
what happens. I tried Threads for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Did you see Threads?
No.
It was Instagram's version of Twitter.
Oh, right. Okay.
They took all the Twitter people that got fired and they put them on they put them to create basically Twitter.
And now what are they doing?
It's still there. It's still up, and I still get notifications like, "Oh, some so and so joined," and I'm like, "Cool."
Oh, right. Yeah. So and so, Lewis Cole just put up something on Threads.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I see that pop up. Shout out to Lewis Cole.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, cool, but it's also on your Instagram, and I'm just gonna stick to that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think. Yeah. I don't know if I will. If I won't. Definitely won't add something. I would take something away before I add. I don't need more than 2 social media accounts.
I hate and I love Instagram. Instagram is my favorite place to go because you can just see. It's more visual.
Right.
But also I hate the algorithm. Like some days, like I had Justin Chancellor on, blew up my feed, and then I had Aaron from Intervals, and like I had to post it 3 times before someone saw it.
Wow.
Like I posted it, and like hours later, no likes, no views. I'm like, this is wrong.
Huh. Yeah.
And I deleted it, and I reposted, and I got some views. I'm like, okay, like what? That algorithm situation. We need to have people out in the world teaching us how to use this algorithm.
I do a mentorship program on a social media site called Jamcard as well. It's a JAMMCARD. It's actually more for like musicians to link up. But if you go there and you go into their mentorship program, you can find me in there, and you can book me for 30 minutes at a time.
You teach people how to go around the
and
algorithm?
I'm really good. I'm really good
Social
therapist.
media algorithm?
I've only done a handful, and I know they're kind of probably a little frustrated with my lack of engagement in that as I ask more people to show up. But I am on there, and hopefully I'll get some rhythm going. So it's really fun talking to people like that. Is it
to teach people music or therapy? Like
it's whatever. In the 4 different times I've done it, most of them have been musicians, but not professional. One of the guys was like a train engineer. So he's like going from St. Louis to Kansas City, in the middle of the night, and he's bored out of his mind, so he's playing guitar, and he was just talking about that, what should I do when I'm in the middle of nowhere and got a guitar, and like, well, whatever, you can do lots.
That's true.
Learn your F sharp flat ninth, add 13, and roll with it.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Go check that out. Follow him on social media. Follow me on social media at RRBG Podcast, where you can see my interviews with musicians and wrestlers. I have a wrestling podcast too called Outside Interference.
Good name.
Thank you. Where we talk to wrestlers and just review whatever craziness is happening in that world. Riffs, November 29th here at Knucklehead, right here on this stage. Live comedy. I got Ryan Nemeth, who's a pro wrestler. I got Jay Washington, who's a television star, basically. He was in Gigolo with John Bernthal. We got Rick Thorne, the legend BMX.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm trying to mix it up, trying to make something exciting. Come hang out. Tickets are available. Or if you're listening to this right now, DM me, and I'll put you on the guest list.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, dude, for coming out.
Anytime.
We'll see you next time.